Management is affecting people, technology, values, and human want attract the attention of psychologists, anthropologists, sociologists, mathematicians, economy, politicians, scientists, physicists, biologists, business, administration scholars, and even practicing managers. As a result, various schools of management tasks, each employing certain belief, view, and disciplines have come into existence. Management is a systematic process that involves planning, organizing, leading, and controlling organizational resources efficiently to achieve organization goals. In order to achieve the aim and objective of a project in an organization, the best way to determine an effective organization is to apply a suitable management approaches. The management approach that is always implemented by the public in their project organization is the classical approach, the human relation approach, the system approach, and the contingency approach. The four approaches are management approaches that are always implemented by the people in their project organization. Besides that, a good leader is also important to leading the team in achieving the organization goal. This the attribute to be good leader will be discussed and identified as well. A comprehensive definition for management is to purpose organization goals through the use of organizational resources. Pursuit implies the opportunity for failure, and organization gives us context. This will raise questions to ourselves to that is how we can achieve organizational goals or become more efficient in the use of organizational resources. Being good management requires a great focus on both of the goal, and we can achieve them through the process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling the management function. This function serves as the basic for the rest of the book text because it is an important tool that we use to manage the organization. Most of the context and example for this book focus on the use of corporate management. However, you should meet the concept where you are in your professional or academic career, apply the principle in the context of your life. Mastering the four functions for what you do know, so you can scale them up to larger management endeavors later. His name is Frederick Winslow Taylor, son of Franklin Taylor, Emily, and Annette Winslow. He born on March 20, 1856, Germantown, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, America Syarikat. He died on March 21, 1915, aged 55, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. He was an American mechanical engineer. He was widely known for his method to improve industrial efficiency. Frederick presents the four fundamental concepts of Taylorism. Number one, time and motion studies. Taylor believed that by studying the time it took workers to complete tasks and the movement they made while completing those tasks, manager could identify ways to streamline the process and reduce the time it took to complete the task. For example, a manager might use time and motion studies to identify the most efficient way for an assembly line worker to pick up and place part, or the most efficient way for a clerk to file paperwork. Number two is division of labor. Taylor believed that by dividing tasks into smaller, more specialized parts and assigning each part to a different worker, business could increase efficiency. For example, in an assembly line setting, one worker might be responsible for attaching wheel to a car, while another worker might be responsible for painting the car. Number three is standardization. Taylor believed that by standardizing tasks and processing, business could increase efficiency and reduce variability. For example, manager can standardize how workers complete tasks by developing detailed step-by-step instructions for completed tasks, or by creating templates on form for workers to use. Number four is management by objective. Taylor believed that manager could increase efficiency and productivity by setting clear, measurable goals for workers and regularly monitoring progress toward this goal. For example, a manager might set a goal for a worker to complete a certain number of widgets per day Then track the worker's progress toward that goal to ensure that the goal is reached. His name is Jules Henry Foyle. He was born on 29 July 1841 at Istanbul, Ottoman Empire. He died on 19 November 1925 at his age at 84 at Paris, France. He was a French mining engineer, mining executive, author and director of mines who developed a general theory of business administration that is often called Foyleism. There are 14 principles of management Henry Foyle. Number 1 is division of work. Division can increase productivity because employees perform specified tasks and thus reduce the burden and responsibilities of employees. Number 2 is authority. Foyle interprets authority as the right to give instruction and as the power to attract someone to follow the instruction. Number 3 is disciplines. The basis of disciplines in following the instruction and procedures and respecting the agreement that have been made between the organization and its employees. Number 4, unity of command. Foyle believed that a worker must receive instruction from a leader. Only this can avoid the occurrence of confusions and conflicts in acceptance and give direction. Number 5 is unity of directions. Activities that have the same objective should be consolidated in one plan and managed by a leader only. Number 6, prioritizing the interests of the organization. The interests of the organization should take precedence over personal or individual's interests. Objective organization are more important than individual objective. Number 7, initiative. Employees should be given the freedom to develop and implement plan. Number 8, payment of wages. Employees must be paid appropriately. Cooperation, support and obedience can obtain from workers who are paid commensurate their services. Number 9, contractualization. Although the manager is fully responsible for the subordinate staff should also given enough authority to carry out tasks effectively. Scala change. Number 10 is scala change. This change of government show a hierarchy of authority starting from the top level to lower level in the organization structure. This change of authority also show trend formal communication within the organization. Number 11 is order. There must be well-defined rules and standards for the work's environment and work responsibility. A safe and orderly environment leads to greater coordination. Number 12 is spirit de corps. Establishing a sense of belonging within the organization create a sense of unity and morals. Number 13 is personal stability. Successful firms have a stable group of managers. The upper management should implement practice that encourage employee involvement in the organization. Number 14 is remuneration. Remuneration is dependent on a number of factors, but it should be fair and as far as is possible afford satisfaction both to the personnel and firm. Her name is Mary Parker Follett. She was born on 3 September 1866, Quincy, Massachusetts, US. She dies on 18 December 1963 when she aged at 65, Boston, Massachusetts, US. Was an American management consultant, social worker, philosophers and pioneers in the fields of organizational theory and organizational behavior. This management theory was based on 3 principles. Number 1 is integration. Follett argued that work at all levels should collaborate to achieve a company goals. If a conflict arises, make a conscious efforts to pull rather than push, and work as a team to resolve the issue. Because each member is contributing, they are more likely to be pleased with the outcome. Number 2, with power. Follett believed that rather than establishing a strict hierarchy and delegating power to specific individuals over others, leaders should be practice co-active power. Controlling your team is preferable to leading them His name is Maximilian Karl Emil Weber. He was born on 21st April 1864 at Erfurt, Saxony, Prussia. He dies on 14 June 1920, aged 56, Munich, Bavaria, Germany. Was a German sociologist, historian, jurist and political economist who is regarded as among the most important theorists of the development of modern Western society. Max Weber's six principles of bureaucracy. There are specific features of Max Weber bureaucracy which are also known as a Max Weber six principles of bureaucracy. Here are the six major Max Weber bureaucracy characteristics. Number one is hierarchy. It's a type of system that shows arrangement of departments from above and below. This can also be at the same level, giving or receiving instruction. Hierarchy allows employees to understand and follow the chains of command from top to the bottom. Critical choice that establish who has the greater right to make decisions in order to efficiently carry out their responsibility through Max Weber bureaucracy principle. Manager and administrators need hierarchy. Organization hierarchy is essential because it enables management to keep workers accountable. Number two is job specialization. It is a method and body of knowledge that workers acquire via education, training and experience to help them become expert at a particular job. It is crucial to an organization since it offers qualified individuals who can carry out their everyday tasks. Number three is division of labor. It's critical to development of the economy because it focuses on Max Weber six bureaucratic principles. It encourages efficiency and effectiveness within a company and lowers the overall cost of goods. By assigning each employee a defined task and goal, the productivity and efficiency of the organization are increased. Number four is procedures. Are crucial to the process of every company. They may take the shape of policies and they work together to give everyday operation direction. Procedures support internal procedures while enhancing ethical behavior in the workplace. Managing employee and performance, establish conditions of service and enhancing decision making. Number five is recruitment on merit. Professionalism is increased in a business by continuously using the merit-based hiring procedures. It's a philosophy that calls for managers to perform their job with integrity and support fairness, diversity and inclusion. Selection and hiring decisions must only be made based on qualification when recruitment is based on merit. In order to implement Max Weber six principles of bureaucracy effectively and efficiently, human resources managers must promote reduce via truth, fairness, effectiveness, procedures and an open structure with committed personnel. Number six is fairness. Outstanding unbiased and just treatment of employees is a result of bureaucracy. People action and conduct are impartially regulated by bureaucracy because it treats each person equally. Fairness in the administrative process help to lessen discrimination. No matter what their level of position, everyone is subject to the same law and penalties. The advantage of Frederick Winslow. Number one, it increased efficiency. Number two, it increased profitability. And number three, it improved working condition. And disadvantage, number one, it reduced job satisfaction. Number two, it decreased motivation. And lastly, decreased flexibility. Advantage of Henry Fayol. Number one, it facilitates organizational structure. Number two, it promotes the team concepts. Number three, it motivates employees through fair compensation. And disadvantage, it depends on human inputs. Number two, it untests hypotheses. And lastly, unexpected outcomes. Advantage, Mary Parker Follett. Number one is the role of manager is defined. Number two is increased efficiency of communication. And number three is focus on teamwork. Disadvantage: number one is not a particular theory of strategy. Number two, does not always function. And lastly, lack of disciplines. Advantage of Max Weber: number one, efficiency. Number two, decision making. And number three, role on the public relations. And disadvantage: number one, expenditure determining project. Number two, a huge difference in employee salaries. And number three is red tape. Similarities: Henry Fayol and Max Weber. Fayol and Weber contrast in their principle of management more so than they are alike. Fayol focused on the personal duties of management and advocated teamwork and personal initiative. Weber distracts the personal family-like components in favor of a bureaucratic organization run efficiently through competent labor specialization. What Fayol and Weber did mostly agree upon is the benefit of a defined authority controlling the work and divisions and specialization of work where employees become experts at what they do. Differences between Henry Fayol and Frederick Winslow. Henry Fayol, his orientation is production and engineering. He focused overall efficiency by observing certain principles. And Frederick Winslow, his orientation is managerial function. He focused efficiency through work simplification and standardization. From my point of view, the most relevant is Max Weber theory because all business tasks must be distributed among the workforce. Efficiency and functionally specialization should serve as a basis for the division of duties. Employees will be fully aware of their position in the company, their values, and what is expected of them. According to the theory, division of labor based on expertise and skill is very beneficial for any business. Besides, this ensures that each department has assigned tasks and personnel to manage those tasks. In this way, the task is completed quickly and efficiently because managers know exactly who is working on what. The responsibilities and responsibilities of each department is open and transparent. Every employee at Max Weber bureaucrats are aware of their responsibility and are forbidden to go beyond their area of expertise or help your colleagues.